Miles, Masterpiece, and White Bar, they're going to run. They're coming from different locations. Any horse that was in the same location as the two that passed away, we're not going to run out of abundance of caution. We pulled all kind of tests and nothing showed up so far as the blood work and so on. But we don't want to take a chance. So we're going to scratch those horses. We scratched the one yesterday. We scratched the one on today, and we scratched the one tomorrow. We have, I think, 3 or 4 in from over there. Also, we're going to scratch those. So right now we're only going to run 3 horses. They were in different locations, so we know that whatever, if there's a reason for those ones and it wasn't an abnormality, that we're doing everything in our position to prevent something from happening. That's always the goal, safety first, and it's our responsibility.
The ones that aren't running, where were they training before they came here?
They were training at Keeneland.
Okay.
And that's why we don't like, if there is something like something going on over there, like contamination, or we don't know what it is. I mean, some virus or something, like, or we don't know. Like we have no answer. I mean, there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of thoughts, but there's nothing right now. I mean, we pulled blood on the night after the second one on every single horse and send it to.
And the blood work's all normal
all
so
the blood
far?
works, nothing within parameters. Like the first neuropathy, they got it back and they haven't found anything of a cause to give us answers. So we're living in unknown territory right now, and that's the very uneasy part. I mean, Churchill, the Kentucky Horse Racing Commission, us, we're doing all within our duties of our best to try to find a reason, and hopefully we can find a reason. I mean, hopefully there is a reason that thing and something we could do to prevent it in the future. That's the reality. This is a great sport. The horses get great care, and we do our best to prevent these kind of things, but they still happen no matter what. Like the veterinary checks we do after the work, before the race, no matter what you do, it just seems like you can never do enough because it still happens, and that is part of life. I mean, look at the position we're in this week, the biggest stage of the week, and the Derby, and here we're dealing with this. You know what I mean? But death is inevitable. It's going to happen in humans and any animal, and you never know when it's going to come. And that's what faith is. You can't live in that. Like our duty is to find out why, to see if we can find a reason, and try to prevent it in the future from happening or minimizing it, because it will happen, but minimizing it to almost the existence of none. I mean, obviously we'd love it to be none, but that's not gonna happen. I mean, and the horses in the paddocks and the fields, they die the same way. So it's never gonna happen in that way. But we do everything to prevent it, and we will continue to try to do anything that if we can, if we get a reason to stop it in the future. In Churchill, obviously, they put out their statement that just similar to what we echo. Safety is thing. That's for any trainer in the backside. I mean, no one wants these things to happen. Yeah. I wouldn't wish this on the worst person they could find. I mean, like it crushes you. It makes you. It knocks your confidence. It makes you doubt everything. It makes you question everything. But there's 2 ways. You can run away from it and pretend it didn't happen, or you could face it and find out what we can do, and that's what we're gonna do. That's why I'm here, to answer your questions. I don't have the answers. If I had the answers, I would give you the answers. I'm gonna do my best that within the whole everyone that as I said, we're testing all the feed, the hay, the straw, the supplements, anything like that, to see if there's any part on our part. We're gonna do everything within reason to figure it out. Now it could just be abnormality. I don't buy that after the second one. I can't. That's just my thought. I think it has to be something collaborating. It doesn't mean it is that way, but that's just my thought. Something, and we're gonna work till we could get answers, basically, and do our best to try to figure out something or why. Those sudden deaths, you never get answers. I mean,
do state regulators come and interview you, or
the state
look at
came,
vet records and things like that?
They look at the records. They do their due diligence. They look at everything. They look at the barn. They look at everything, and they found no wrongdoing on our part.
They came here and looked in your office?
Yeah, that's normal protocol. So that's normal protocol for anything, because they're doing their part. I mean, at the end of the day, as I said, safety is the number one priority for anybody in racing. I mean, it's got better and better, and our duty is to, as a horseman or anyone in the industry, to continue to get better. And we can only do our best. You know what I mean? Our best is always, like, the bar is always going to raise, and we need to raise the bar. I mean, that's why this has happened. I mean, I don't know why it's happened. You know what I mean? But who am I to question why it's happened? It has happened. And we need to find out why, if there is a reason.
The number of incidents that have happened, a lot of animal rights activists are very upset and made statements. What would you say to them for the questions that they have?
Come to the backside. Come and spend a day in my bar run. You're welcome. Come and spend a day in any barn and see how much care and love there is. I mean, you're not in this industry if you don't love it. There's no two ways about it. There's a lot of sacrifice, family, everything, because you do it because you love it. And the rewards aren't there like money-wise, as people think. I mean, as far as trainers, most more grooms, and it's an unthankful basically thing, and you do it because you love it. I know they talk and they scrutinize racing, but it's easy to scrutinize when you're not involved. And I would welcome them to come out and see it, and spend a day, spend a week, and do it. And then you realize, whoa, how much work it is, how much energy it is. And as I said, we can always do better. You know what I mean? We could always do better. But the reality of it is, it's a big time. It's an important week, and everything's scrutinized. Bad stories, unfortunately, sell better than good stories. And here we are. I have won big races in my life, and I've never had this much media. So, and this is an unfortunate story. And here I am, and I'm not running for it. I'm gonna face it. We're gonna do everything within our right to try to find a reason. Like that's my duty as a trainer. It's my respect for the horses. And as I said, we're gonna. Everyone in the industry is to minimize it, but it happens. It's gonna happen again. It's not, hopefully not in the near future to us or to somebody else, but that it's gonna happen. Just like we as humans are gonna pass away. You know what I mean? Back to the animal rights activists, they talk about racing. They try to scrutinize it. You do a research like between dogs and cats and car accidents, something I've looked up, and it's almost 2 to 3 million every year, and you don't hear them complaining about that. So it's like, but then racing, you're trying to scrutinize, and no, I mean, it's a great sport. The horses provide great, your bond with them, like it's priceless basically. And as I said, people don't do it, they do it because they love it. There's the majority of people are doing this because they love this, not because once it becomes in your blood and you love it, it's an unbreakable bond basically. I mean, there's a lot of highs and lows. This is the lowest of the low you can experience. I mean, it's not a good feeling. I mean, it crushes you. I mean, there's no two ways to put it. Like, but there's two things in life: is either you give up, or you keep going. I mean, and I'm not like I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna do everything within my authority to try to find an answer, if there is an answer. I mean, that's my duty. Most to the question. I mean, you can ask me any question you want. Nothing's off the record. As far as that's subjective to a certain aspect. Obviously, Jason, he made wrong decisions. I mean, and Baffert, like I believe he loves horses. I mean, like, but some things are twisted because it said negative stories sell better than others. I mean, has he made mistakes? Yeah, everyone's made mistakes in life, and there's no perfect human being. And a lot of the people that talk are the people that haven't had a lot of success. And then on the backside, there's a lot of jealousy on the backside. That's the reality. Unfortunately, in this sport, it's one of those sports, and it hurts the sport. And I think we as a racing fraternity, we need to educate the public better. Just this morning, I had someone come and ask me from the media, why was I checking the horse's legs? Insinuating that something was wrong with the horse. And I said, no, that's a normal routine. The horses are jogged up and checked. So just to show you, like, people don't understand that. And unless we do better and we educate people, education is the key to anything. And the lack of knowledge, then you're ignorant to certain things. And you can't blame people for asking these questions because they don't know. And we as racing, we need to do better. We need to educate people, educate the outside public. We get the most attention this week, but are we doing enough to educate the people, to bring them to see the spend the day on the backside? And then that's how you get fans, and that's how you get people. And that's what we need to do, and that's what I strive for. That's why I'm here to answer questions to my best of knowledge. I don't have the answers for you that you want. I wish I did. If I had it, if I had the answers, I would feel a lot better. And that's why I feel uneasy right now.
Yeah, given.
I mean, it rocks your confidence. Forget it. Lord Miles, sorry. The other two horses we're gonna run on today. As I said, I've run the horses my whole career. I've horses get hurt already from an injury, but I've never had a horse die in a race from something internally. And you're talking 4,000 starts. That's like the percentage of that is 0.0001, and then you add 2 in 72 hours. So now that's why it's an abnormality, as in I kind of feel like it's almost related in a way. I mean, like, I would love it to just be like that, but it's hard to believe. I mean, like, it's stunning. I have a lot of thoughts and questions, just like y'all have questions. And here we are. We're gonna work our best to get these answers. If there is answers to get, we're going to do everything within our right, and we're going to spare no expense to find out. Of course, I mean, plus it gives us time to kind of see if we could come up with information. If there was any information that led us to think that any of these horses were in harm, most definitely we'll scratch them. But it's kind of like in life. You go out and you get in a car accident and you get hurt. Are you never going to drive the car again? Are you going to stay in the house forever? I mean, so it's like, what do? You know what I mean? It's not going to be easy going over there, right? It's gonna be nerve-wracking. I mean, because unfortunately, some people will want something to happen again, just so that they could tarnish the sport. You know what I mean? So the pressure on me is enormous. You know what I mean? It's easy for me to walk away and say scratch. You know what I mean? That's the easy way. That's almost the coward way. But if everything stacks up and the horses pass all the examinations and everything shows back, and the horses are in good health, then we have to go forward in life. I mean, we can't live in fear. If we live in fear, then, but we can always do better, and that's our duty, is to find a reason and to see what happened, why it happened, how it happened, and if we could stop it, minimize it from happening again, because they can't say stop it forever, because it will. You know what I mean? But I would love to do that, but that's all we can do basically. 24. What's it? Thursday? I have another day. What's it? Thursday?
Yeah, it's more than 24. Yeah,
it's more than 24.
72 or.
Well, I mean, you had the first one, but
so the first one, as I said, the first one happened, and you're kind of in a position. Why? I wasn't here for the first one. I mean, these horses, I was in Florida, so I wasn't here for the first one. So then I get here for the second one. I get in here Tuesday morning. I see the horse arrive off the trailer. He looks magnificent. Everything perfect. Because now you've had something happen. So now you're like extra scrutinizing yourself to question to see. I saddled the horse in the paddock. The horse showed all good signs. And from the time he broke, he showed nothing from out of the gate. And about the quarter pole, it crossed my mind. Something's not right. And at the 8th pole, I knew something wasn't right. Because this horse, he didn't run his race again. And he just looked lethargic. And then you're hoping that he comes back safe, and then he was galloping back fine, and I was a relief to see him coming back. And then he unsaddled, and here he is. I mean, the same way. And so from then on, mentally, it could destroy you mentally. I mean, it's not something that is easy to handle, honestly. But I mean, as I said, I'm here to answer your questions as best of my knowledge, just to know that I care. I love what I do. I mean, everyone on the backside does it. I mean, it's the biggest we could race it. Here we are, and we've had days. Obviously, we had some unfortunate incidents. Some other trainers had some horses get hurt, but people care. People love what they do. We do everything for these horses. They live, as far as they live a life that most humans don't live. That's the reality of it, and they get treated better than most humans. And I would have no problem coming back as a horse my next life.